Magnetizing Money, Unlocking the Power of Financial Abundance. In this audiobook, you will discover the hidden truths about attracting wealth. It shows how your thoughts and energy influence the flow of money into your life. Learn how to align yourself with the energy of abundance and watch as wealth naturally comes to you. Introduction. Deep within the wisdom of the universe lies a truth. The wealth you desire is already inside you, waiting to be awakened. Like a seed carrying the full potential of a flower, you hold the power of abundance within you. The material wealth you see around you is just a reflection of your inner state. Your thoughts, beliefs, and the energy you give off create ripples that shape your reality. What you think and feel about money attracts it or keeps it away. This is not just luck or coincidence. It is a law of the universe. As you begin to understand this truth, know that your relationship with money is not just about your outer circumstances. It is a personal connection between your mind and the limitless abundance of the universe. Every thought and feeling you have about wealth sends out signals that affect your financial reality. The ancient masters understood this connection. They knew that wealth comes from being in harmony with the natural flow of abundance in the world. Just like a river flows easily, wealth moves towards those who align their inner world with abundance. Your journey into financial magnetism begins with realizing this. You are not separate from the wealth you seek. The universe has created you to be a natural channel for abundance. Your job is not to chase money, but to remove the blocks within yourself that stop wealth from flowing into your life. As you accept this truth, you will start to shed the limiting beliefs that have prevented you from connecting to the wealth that's already inside you. Prosperity is your birthright, and the path to receiving it is awakening the wealth consciousness that lives within you. Part 1. The Foundations of Financial Magnetism. Chapter 1. The Hidden Treasure. Within. In a faraway land, there lived a farmer named Adnan who worked hard on his small piece of land. Though his farm provided enough for him and his family, he dreamed of greater wealth. One day, believing that fortune was waiting for him somewhere else, he sold his family farm and set off on a journey to find riches. For many years, Adnan traveled to different lands, crossing dangerous seas and visiting foreign markets, but despite his efforts, true wealth never found him. Exhausted, he returned home only to learn that the new owner of his old farm had discovered a huge gold deposit right under the very land where Adnan had worked for years. Just like Adnan, you may search far and wide for prosperity, not realizing that the source of wealth is already within your reach. The universe has already planted seeds of abundance in your mind. Your task is not to search endlessly outside, but to recognize and cultivate the wealth that already exists inside you. Now let's turn to another story that speaks about the power of inner knowing. A young traveler named Maya received an unusual map from an old sage. Unlike regular maps, which show mountains and rivers, this one was filled with strange symbols and puzzles. Other travelers thought the map was useless, but Maya felt there was something more to it. She spent months studying the mysterious symbols and gradually realized that they didn't lead to physical places, but instead to qualities like courage, faith, and wisdom. As Maya connected with these qualities, she started seeing new opportunities that had always been there, but she had missed before. Following the map didn't lead her to a physical treasure, but to a deep understanding that brought more prosperity than she had ever imagined. This ancient story is similar to your own journey with wealth. The map to abundance exists inside you, written in the language of your beliefs and emotions. Like Maya, you will find the key to unlocking treasure by paying attention to your inner wisdom rather than looking for answers outside. Now, as you are ready to change your relationship with abundance, there is a timeless practice to try. Take a moment in quiet reflection with paper and pen, or their modern equivalents, and write freely about your beliefs regarding money, wealth, and abundance. Let your thoughts flow without judgment, recording both the beliefs that limit you and the dreams you aspire to achieve. Then, with awareness, review what you've written. Any beliefs about lack or unworthiness can be changed. For example, where you wrote, "Money is hard to come by," change it to, "Wealth flows easily into my life." Where you wrote, "I never have enough," change it to, "I am a magnet for abundance." This simple practice, passed down by wise seekers throughout generations, begins the process of transforming your wealth consciousness. Chapter 2. The Law of Money Vibration. In an ancient mountain village, there lived a weaver named Amara. Her tapestries were not only beautiful, but they seemed to come alive. While other weavers created lovely works, Amara's pieces had a special energy that captivated everyone who saw them. One night, as she worked by candlelight, an old mystic appeared at her door. "Your threads," the mystic said, "each vibrates with its own song." Taking a golden thread from Amara's basket, the mystic held it to the candlelight. "This one resonates with joy," she said, "and this silver one hums with peace." The mystic explained that Amara's masterpieces came not from the threads themselves, but from their harmonious vibrations. Just like Amara, you are weaving the tapestry of your financial life through the energy you give off. Every thought you have about wealth sends out a certain vibration. Thoughts of lack create negative energy that pushes abundance away, while thoughts of prosperity send out positive vibrations that attract wealth. The universe doesn't just respond to your words or actions, it responds to the energy you put out. When you worry about money, your energy becomes tight, blocking the natural flow of abundance. But when you feel thankful and hopeful, you create a magnetic force that attracts prosperity to you. Now, let's look at the story of Xavier, a talented musician in a grand orchestra. Although he was technically skilled, his instrument always made harsh and unpleasant sounds. After a rehearsal, the conductor, a wise soul, approached him. "Your instrument," the conductor explained, "must be in perfect harmony with the universal tone." He took out a tuning fork and struck it, creating a pure, clear note. As Xavier adjusted his strings to match the sound, his instrument changed, producing music of extraordinary beauty. Like Xavier's instrument, your energy needs to be tuned to the frequency of abundance. When your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs align with wealth, you naturally attract it. The negative energy of doubt and fear is replaced with the sweet harmony of abundance. Now, as these ancient teachings settle into your mind, get ready for a sacred practice passed down through generations. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and take deep breaths, allowing your awareness to settle into your body. Imagine a warm golden light shining from your heart. With each breath, this glowing energy expands, surrounding you with a bright aura. Feel this golden light vibrating with the exact frequency of abundance. See it spreading out, attracting wealth, opportunities, and prosperity from every direction. Know that this light represents your natural state of abundance, drawing the wealth that belongs to you. Chapter 3. Breaking the Chains of Scarcity. In the gardens of a grand palace there lived a golden songbird in a beautiful cage, decorated with precious gems. The bird spent its days complaining about its captivity, beating its wings against the bars. But just inches away, an unlocked door gently swung open in the breeze. Day after day, the bird focused so much on the bars that it couldn't see the open door right in front of it. Like this songbird, you might feel trapped, not by outside forces, but by your own mindset. The bars that limit your financial potential are made of thoughts that tell you there isn't enough, and they are strengthened by habits of scarcity and fears of lack. The universe is full of endless abundance, but many people can't see the opportunities because they're focused on what they lack. Your thoughts of "not enough" become the chains that keep you in a state of scarcity. These self-imposed limits echo in your mind, creating patterns that show up as financial struggles in your life. In a busy market of an ancient city, there was a merchant named Rashid, whose fear of poverty made him hoard every coin he earned. His rooms were filled with chests of gold, but he lived like a poor man, afraid to spend even a little. Each night he counted his wealth, finding comfort in its cold gleam. But the more afraid he became, the more isolated he grew. Other merchants stopped doing business with him because they saw his desperate attachment to money as a sign of distrust. Slowly, his business faded, and the very fate he feared happened. His wealth slipped away like sand through his fingers. Rashid's story is a reminder of a universal truth. When fear controls your relationship with money, you create the very situations you fear. His attachment to his gold became the cause of its loss, just like your attachment to scarcity keeps you stuck in an endless cycle. Now think about your own life. The times when money seemed far away were often the times when fear had the tightest grip on your thoughts. Like the songbird, you may have been so focused on the bars of your cage that you missed the open door right next to you. Take out your journal, a tool for transformation, and write down the moments when thoughts of scarcity influenced your choices. Don't judge yourself. These reflections are steps toward your freedom. Then, write affirmations that reflect the truth of abundance. Let these words become the key to unlocking your self-imposed cage, opening you to the endless possibilities that await you. Chapter 4. The infinite source of wealth. High in the mountains, where the ancient peaks touch the clouds, flows a river like no other. For many generations, travelers have spoken of its crystal-clear water, always flowing abundantly, even in times of drought when other streams dry up. This river continues to flow, pure and plentiful, through all seasons, never running out. This river represents a truth that is part of the universe. Abundance flows endlessly through life. Just like this river, the flow of prosperity never truly runs dry. It is the source from which all material wealth comes, an infinite well that nourishes those who understand how to tap into it. Your connection to this flow determines how much abundance you experience. When you align yourself with this endless current, wealth comes naturally and effortlessly, like water finding its way downhill. Yet many stand next to this river with empty vessels, unaware of the abundance right at their feet. Instead, they believe in the illusion of scarcity. In a distant valley there was a wise teacher named Zion, known for his deep understanding of life's mysteries. One day, a student came to him, complaining about his constant struggle with poverty. Instead of giving him money, Zion took him to an old well and said, "Draw water." The student lowered his bucket into the well and pulled up clear, cool water. "Draw again," Zion said. The student did, and again the well gave him water. This continued until the student grew tired and said, "Master, I've drawn dozens of buckets, yet the well shows no sign of running dry." Zion smiled and said, "The universe's abundance is like this well. No matter how much you draw, more is always available. Your poverty is not because the well is dry, but because you've only drawn a few drops." This wisdom has echoed through time. The universe's resources are truly limitless. Just like the well, abundance constantly replenishes itself. Your job is not to create wealth, but to open yourself to its natural flow. Now, close your eyes and imagine a river of golden light flowing endlessly from the infinite source of creation. See this radiant river moving toward you, bringing with it all kinds of prosperity. Feel its warmth as it surrounds you, fills you, and transforms you. Let this river of light wash away any doubts about abundance and release any fears of lack. Know that this golden flow is always available, always abundant, and always ready to bless you with its gifts. Chapter 5. Igniting the Flame of Desire. A long time ago, there lived a young alchemist named Kairos, who dedicated his life to understanding the mysteries of transformation. Day and night he worked in his workshop, driven by a clear vision to unlock the secret of turning lead into gold. Unlike others who sought this knowledge out of greed, Kairos pursued it with pure, focused desire. For years he studied ancient texts and mastered the basics of his craft, but success remained out of reach. Then, one day, he realized that the true power didn't lie in his instruments, but in the fire of his focused intention. With this new understanding, Kairos learned to channel his passionate desire into the lead before him. As his concentration grew stronger, the metal began to shimmer and change, until it finally gleamed with golden light. The power that transformed lead into gold is within you too. Your focused desire acts like a sacred flame that can turn your circumstances into prosperity. When you focus your attention with clarity and purpose, you ignite the universal forces of attraction. But it is important to understand the difference between healthy desire and desperate wanting. Desire driven by clarity naturally attracts abundance, while desperation pushes it away. Think of your desires as rays of light. When light is scattered, it doesn't illuminate anything clearly. But when it is focused through a lens, it can become powerful enough to start a fire. Your attention works the same way. When you concentrate your thoughts and emotions on your financial goals with unwavering focus, you create an energetic signal that attracts prosperity to you. This truth is shown in the story of Thaddeus, the lighthouse keeper. He worked at the edge of dangerous waters, and each night he would climb the winding stairs to tend the great lamp that guided ships to safety. One stormy evening, as fierce winds threatened to blow out the flame, Thaddeus knew his most important task was to keep the light focused. Despite the storm, he aligned the lens perfectly, creating a beam so strong that it cut through the darkness and guided countless sailors home. Like Thaddeus' lighthouse, your focused intention serves as a beacon in the universe. When you maintain clarity about your financial desires, you create a powerful signal that draws abundance toward you. Just as scattered light cannot pierce the darkness, scattered thoughts cannot attract prosperity. Let your desires burn brightly and clearly. Write them down in vivid detail, seeing them not as distant dreams, but as living realities taking shape. Visualize your financial goals with the same unwavering focus that Kairos brought to his alchemy and Thaddeus to his lighthouse. Focus on them until they feel as real to you as the ground beneath your feet. In this focused state, you activate the natural laws of attraction, turning your desires into reality. Chapter 6. Magnetic Energy and Emotions. In a valley blessed with eternal sunshine, there grew a remarkable sunflower. Its golden petals shone with a bright glow from dawn until dusk. The sunflower followed the sun's path across the sky with unwavering devotion, and through this constant alignment with its light, it grew taller and stronger than all the others in the field. Like this sunflower, you have an innate ability to align yourself with abundance. Your emotions are the living energy that can either draw you toward or push you away from prosperity. Just as the sunflower naturally turns toward the light, your feelings guide your connection with wealth. When you focus on emotions like joy, gratitude, and confidence, you create a magnetic field that attracts abundance. These positive emotions act as the powerful force that aligns you perfectly with prosperity. Think of joy as the morning light that wakes up your potential. Gratitude is the warmth that helps you grow, and confidence is the energy that keeps you strong and upright. In a small village, there lived two potters, each known for their unique work. The first potter, Amara, shaped her clay with love. As she worked, her heart was filled with appreciation for the earth's gifts. Each pot she created seemed to capture the essence of beauty, and people traveled from far away to buy her art. The second potter, Darius, was just as skilled, but worked with frustration. His mind was always focused on lack and competition. Even though his technique was perfect, his pots didn't have the same glow as Amara's. Customers could sense the difference, though they couldn't explain why. This story shows the truth about your relationship with wealth. When you approach your financial efforts with positive emotions, you fill them with energy that naturally attracts success. Your emotions are like invisible hands that shape your prosperity, just like a potter's hands shape clay. The quality of your emotional state determines the quality of what you attract. Joy opens the doors to abundance that anxiety closes. Gratitude multiplies what you have, while discontent makes it shrink. Confidence attracts opportunities that fear pushes away. One ancient practice that helps create more abundance is gratitude. Each day, take a moment to recognize 3 blessings in your life, including any financial blessings. Big or small, each expression of thankfulness helps you align better with the flow of prosperity, just as the sunflower turns to the sun to gather more light. Chapter 7. The Art of Letting Go. In a peaceful valley, there was a wise gardener named May who took care of her garden with great patience. Every morning she gently planted seeds and covered them with rich soil. Unlike others who often dug up their seeds to check their progress or watered them too much, May trusted the process. She knew the rain would come, the sun would shine, and the plants would grow in their own perfect time. Like May, you must learn to plant your desires with care and then let go, trusting the universe to nurture them. When you hold on to your financial dreams too tightly, you create resistance that blocks their natural growth. Just as a seed needs room to break free and grow toward the light, your aspirations need space to develop and come to life. The art of letting go while keeping faith is one of life's greatest paradoxes. It calls you to hold your desires clearly in your heart while surrendering the outcome to the universe. This balance creates the best conditions for abundance to flow into your life. In a distant mountain village, there was a young boy named Kai who received a beautiful kite as a gift. At first he held the string tightly, afraid of losing his treasure. The kite struggled against the wind, jerking and dipping. Then an old sage nearby shared a secret. Loosen your grip and see what happens. With trust in his heart, Kai relaxed his hold. To his amazement, the kite soared higher than ever before, dancing gracefully in the wind. By releasing his tight control, he allowed the kite to fly freely to heights he never thought possible. This wisdom directly applies to your relationship with abundance. When you release your tight grip on how things should happen, you allow the universe to work its magic. Just as the kite found its path when trusted to the wind, your prosperity will find its way to you when you learn to let go. Now, take a moment to write a letter to the universe. Pour your heart onto the page, expressing your financial desires clearly and with feeling. But instead of demanding or pleading, end your letter with trust and surrender. Acknowledge that while you know what you want, you remain open to receiving it in ways that might surprise and delight you. This practice creates a sacred space between setting your intentions and letting go of control. It's in this space where true abundance can thrive. Let your letter be both a declaration of your dreams and a release of control. trusting that the universe has a perfect plan for their fulfillment. Chapter 8. Wealth in Your Mind's Eye. In a timeless world, there lived an artist named Amara who found a magical set of brushes. Every night she would paint the scenes from her dreams onto a canvas, golden fields stretching to the horizon, majestic castles reaching the clouds, and rivers flowing with abundance. As the sun rose, she watched in amazement as her paintings came to life, turning into the very visions she had created. You have this same creative power within your mind. The images you hold, the scenes you imagine, and the feelings you connect with them form the foundation of your reality. Just as Amara's brush strokes brought her dreams into life, your focused visualizations shape your future. The universe responds to the clarity and energy of the pictures you create in your mind. When you imagine wealth using all your senses, feeling the abundance, hearing the sounds of success, and seeing the details of prosperity, you activate a magnetic force that draws these experiences toward you. Your mind is the sacred vessel through which infinite possibilities turn into physical reality. In a small village, a young boy named Liam spent his afternoons playing in his grandmother's garden. While other children played with wooden swords, Liam wore a crown of leaves and carried himself with regal grace. He spoke with wisdom beyond his years and treated everyone as if they were part of his royal court. The villagers smiled at his game, but they noticed something remarkable. Opportunities and good fortune seemed to follow him wherever he went. As Liam grew older, his imagined kingdom started to appear in real life. His natural leadership attracted others to him, and his decisions were guided by the same wisdom he had shown as a child. His vision, held steady over time, transformed a simple game into real influence and abundance. Your financial destiny holds the same transformative power. Through visualization, you breathe life into your dreams of prosperity. Close your eyes now and create a detailed scene of your ideal wealthy life. See yourself moving through your perfect day, the home you live in, the work you do, the people you help, and the abundance you share. Feel the emotions of having achieved your financial goals. Let every detail become vivid and real in your mind. Make this practice a daily ritual. Find a quiet place where you can sit without being disturbed. Start by taking deep, calming breaths, then close your eyes and build your vision of prosperity. Experience the sights, sounds, textures, and emotions of living with complete financial freedom. Let this visualization fill you with joy and gratitude, knowing that what you see in your mind is already starting to take shape in your life. Chapter 9. Words that Whisper. Wealth. In a land where whispers held great power, there lived a poet named Rayan who understood the magic of words. Every morning he would walk through barren fields, speaking verses of life and abundance. As the seasons passed, flowers began to bloom where his words had fallen, crops grew from soil once thought dead, and trees bore fruit in places where nothing had grown before. Your words have this same creative power. They are like seeds of intention planted in the fertile soil of the universe. Every word you speak sends ripples through the world, attracting circumstances that match their energy. When you speak of abundance, the universe begins to bring that vision to life. Words shape the way you think, creating pathways for wealth to enter your life. They program your subconscious mind, which doesn't know the difference between what is spoken and what is real. This is why ancient traditions always emphasized the power of sacred words and mantras. They knew that words are the bridge between thought and reality. In a distant city, there was a humble scribe named Lila who found an old scroll about the power of written words. Every night she wrote in her journal, "Wealth flows to me easily and abundantly." At first, nothing seemed to change, but she kept writing every day. Soon, opportunities began to appear. A merchant needed her skills, a nobleman asked for her advice, and her reputation for wisdom grew. Through her words, she had written her prosperity into existence. The universe listens to the authority in your voice. When you speak of abundance with certainty, your words become commands that set universal forces into motion. When you say, "I am healthy and well," you activate the same power that transforms seeds into trees and dreams into reality. To harness this power, create sacred moments each day to speak your truth. Find a quiet space where your words can echo freely. Start with "I am" statements that match your highest vision of prosperity. Speak them with full belief, feeling the truth of each word in your heart. Let your affirmations ring with confidence. I am a magnet for limitless wealth. Money flows to me easily and abundantly. I am worthy of infinite prosperity. The universe delights in my financial success. Repeat these affirmations every day, allowing their energy to reshape your reality. Chapter 10. The Sacred Cycle of Prosperity. In a busy marketplace of old, there lived a merchant named Hassan who discovered a truth that changed his understanding of wealth. While other merchants kept their best goods to themselves, Hassan began giving portions of his silks and spices to those in need. To everyone's surprise, his generosity didn't reduce his wealth. It grew. New trading partners sought him out, customers trusted him, and his reputation spread across distant lands. You too have this key to abundance. The flow of wealth follows eternal laws, just like the rhythm of your breath. What you exhale must first be inhaled. When you give freely, you make space to receive. This is not just a simple transaction. It is the sacred dance of abundance that governs all of creation. The universe works through constant circulation. Money, like energy, must flow to keep its power. When you hold on to wealth too tightly, you stop its natural movement. But when you participate in this divine exchange with an open heart, you align yourself with the forces that create prosperity. Deep in an ancient forest stood a magnificent fruit tree. Season after season, it shared its fruit freely with the birds, animals, and travelers passing beneath its branches. With each fruit it gave, its roots grew deeper, its trunk stronger, and its branches reached higher. The more it gave, the more abundant its harvest became. This tree shows us the eternal truth of circulation. When you give, you don't lose. You join the sacred cycle that keeps all life going. Your generosity creates paths for more abundance to come back to you. It's not about calculating or expecting something in return. It's about trusting the universal law. When you give with pure intention, without expecting anything back, you show faith in the abundance of the universe. This faith becomes a magnetic force that attracts prosperity in ways you never imagined. Now you are invited to take part in this ancient practice. Give something of value to someone else without expecting anything in return. It doesn't have to be money. It could be your time, knowledge, support, or other resources. Give from your heart, and as you do, feel yourself joining in the endless flow of abundance. Trust that by opening these channels of giving, you are also creating ways to receive. Let your generosity come from love, and watch how the universe responds in kind. Chapter 11. Becoming a Vessel for Wealth. A long time ago, there lived a young woman who treasured a beautiful silver chalice passed down through generations. Every morning she would fill it with rainwater from the previous day and refuse to empty it, fearing it would go to waste. Day after day, she held on to the old water, missing the fresh rain that fell around her in abundance. You too have a vessel of infinite potential inside you. Like this chalice, your ability to receive wealth is only limited by what you refuse to let go. The universe is ready to fill your life with prosperity, but often finds no space because of the clutter of old beliefs and habits. Abundance flows naturally to those who create room to receive it. Just as water flows to the lowest point, wealth moves toward those who let go of resistance. Your attachment to scarcity, fear of loss, and doubts about your worth are the old, stale waters that need to be poured out before fresh abundance can come in. In the mountains of the East, there was a wise sage whose home attracted many seekers of wisdom. One day, the son of a wealthy merchant came to him, complaining that he could not increase his fortune despite his knowledge. The sage took him to a small room in his home, filled to the ceiling with possessions. "Before I can teach you," the sage said, "you must help me make space in this room." As they removed items one by one, the beauty of the room was revealed. Marble floors, intricate carvings, and windows that filled the space with golden light. This story mirrors your journey toward prosperity. Each limiting belief you release, each fear you let go of, and each distraction you remove reveals more of your ability to receive wealth. The universe cannot fill what is already full. By clearing mental, emotional, and physical clutter, you show that you are ready to receive abundance. Your journey begins with recognizing what no longer serves you. Like the merchant's son, you must look at what fills your space: old possessions that remind you of lack, relationships that drain your energy, and thoughts that reinforce scarcity. These are the things that need to be released. Now, engage in this sacred practice of creating space. Walk through your environment with awareness, identifying what can be let go. Clear out physical items that no longer align with your vision of prosperity. Release limiting thoughts about money and let go of relationships and commitments that drain you rather than energize you. As you create this space, feel yourself becoming a clear vessel, ready to receive the abundance that awaits. Chapter 12. The Quantum Blueprint of Prosperity. In a distant land, there lived an inventor named Ryaza, who spent his days studying the mysteries of creation. While others quickly built their inventions using physical materials, Ryaza would first retreat to his meditation chamber. There, he would sit in complete stillness, allowing visions of his creations to form in his mind. Through this practice, he discovered that the clearer his mental images became, the more easily his inventions appeared in the physical world. The universe works like a vast field of endless possibilities, waiting to take shape through the power of your focused attention. Like Ryaza, you have the ability to shape your reality with the precision of your thoughts. This is not just fantasy, it's a truth supported by both quantum science and ancient wisdom. Your thoughts are the blueprint from which the universe creates your reality. Every time you focus your attention on a specific outcome, you narrow countless possibilities into one point of creation. This mirrors the quantum principle that observation shapes reality. When you focus your attention on your financial goals, you draw those possibilities into physical reality. In the heart of an ancient city, there was a wandering mystic named Amira, who discovered a strange map. Unlike ordinary maps, this one shifted and changed as she looked at it, revealing new paths and destinations with every moment. At first, she was confused, but soon realized that the map responded to her intentions. When she focused on finding prosperity, golden paths appeared, leading her to unexpected opportunities. This sacred map mirrors the fluid nature of your reality. Nothing is fixed or predetermined. Your financial future is constantly changing, responding to your intentions and beliefs. Like a mirror, you have the power to influence the paths that appear before you through the clarity of your vision. The universe is waiting for your instructions, ready to bring your vision of prosperity to life. Through conscious creation, you align yourself with the natural laws that guide manifestation. Your clear vision becomes a beacon, drawing the circumstances, opportunities, and resources you need to make it real. Now, Take out your journal and create a living blueprint of your financial future. Write with such detail that your vision comes alive on the page. Describe the exact numbers in your accounts, the feeling of abundance flowing through your life, the scent of success around you, and the sound of opportunities knocking at your door. Pour your heart's desires onto these pages, knowing that each word is a seed planted in the fertile soil of infinite possibilities. Chapter 13. From Fear to Financial Freedom. In the ancient port city of Meridia, there lived a ship captain named Theon, who dreamed of finding untold riches across dangerous waters. While other sailors stayed close to the coast, afraid of the unknown, Theon studied the stars above, night after night, until he understood their sacred language. When storms raged and waves towered like mountains, Theon stayed calm. His eyes remained fixed on the stars while his crew trembled. He stood at the helm with unshakable faith, knowing the stars would guide him to safety. His trust was rewarded with discoveries of treasures on distant shores that other sailors never reached. Just as the stars guided Theon through uncertain waters, the universe has placed eternal guides to help you find your path to prosperity. Fear acts as a veil, hiding these signs from your view, but fear is only an illusion, a shadow created by thoughts that have no true power over your destiny. In the mountain heights, there lived a young eagle named Ka. Even though she was born to soar, she clung fearfully to her nest. Every morning, she watched her siblings take flight while she remained paralyzed by the thought of falling. Then, one day, a wise owl shared a truth that changed everything for her. The same wind that you fear will lift you higher than you ever imagined. With trembling wings, Ka stepped to the edge of her nest. As she surrendered to the wind, she realized that her fear had lied to her. The wind didn't fight her. It supported her, lifting her to heights she had only dreamed of reaching. Like Ka, you may find yourself hesitating at the edge of your financial potential, held back by fears of failure or loss. But these fears are not facts. They are simply stories you tell yourself. The universal forces that guide prosperity do not want to see you fall, but to lift you toward abundance. It's time to examine the fears that have kept you stuck in financial limitations. Take your journal and write down each fear that comes up when you think about money and success. For each fear you identify, write a positive truth that cancels out its power. Let your words be a bridge from doubt to confidence, from hesitation to action. Where you wrote, "I fear I'm not worthy of wealth," replace it with, "I am naturally deserving of abundance." Where you wrote, "I fear losing everything," write, "I trust in the infinite nature of prosperity." Keep practicing this sacred process until every fear is transformed into an affirmation of your ability to prosper. Chapter 14. The Currency of Self-Worth. In a distant valley, there lived a wise woman named Maya, who discovered a precious stone buried in thick mud. Most villagers walked by, seeing only dirt and grime, but Maya sensed something special beneath the surface. She gently cleaned the stone, revealing a rare diamond of great beauty and value. Even though it had been covered in mud, its true worth remained unchanged, waiting for someone to recognize its value. You have a similar treasure within you. At times it may be hidden under layers of doubt and limiting beliefs, but your true worth, like the brilliance of the diamond, remains constant. It doesn't depend on what's happening around you or temporary situations. The universe responds not to your outer appearance, but to the value you recognize within yourself. When you align your self-worth with the truth of your inherent value, you activate a magnetic force that draws prosperity toward you. This isn't about pride or vanity. It's about acknowledging the divine spark within you. When you accept your true worth, the universe mirrors this recognition by bringing opportunities and abundance into your life. In the busy markets of an ancient city, there was an artisan named Ryle who created beautiful tapestries. For years, he sold his work at low prices, thinking his art was no more valuable than ordinary cloth. One day, a traveling merchant showed him how his intricate designs could turn spaces into beautiful sanctuaries. When Ryle saw the true value of his work, he raised his prices to match its worth. To his surprise, wealthy collectors sought out his tapestries, valuing them even more once he recognized their true value. Like Ryle, you may have undervalued your skills, gifts, and contributions to the world. The path to greater prosperity begins by recognizing your worth. Take a moment now to sit quietly and reflect. Allow yourself to acknowledge the unique qualities that make you invaluable. Think about the wisdom you've gained, the challenges you've overcome, and the light you bring to others' lives. In your journal, create a sacred list of your worth. Write down every skill you've mastered, every challenge you've faced, and every unique quality that makes you who you are. Include not only your achievements, but also your inherent qualities, your compassion, your creativity, and your resilience. As you write, feel the truth of each statement deep inside you. This isn't an exercise in ego, but a reminder of your true nature. Each entry is a declaration to the universe, affirming that you are ready to receive prosperity equal to your worth. Let each word you write plant a seed of greater self-value in the fertile soil of your mind. Chapter 15. Trusting Universal Rhythms. In a fertile valley between ancient mountains, a farmer named Kenzo took care of his fields with steady patience. Every morning he walked among his newly planted seeds, giving them water and care, but never trying to make them grow faster than nature allowed. While other farmers anxiously dug up their seeds to check how they were doing, Kenzo calmly trusted the natural rhythm of growth. Like Kenzo, you stand in a field of infinite possibilities. The seeds of your desires have been planted in the rich soil of the universe. Just as crops need time to grow, your financial abundance unfolds according to divine timing. The universe works with perfect precision, bringing things into existence at the exact moment when all the elements are aligned. Your role is not to force or rush this sacred process, but to maintain unwavering faith while taking inspired action. When you trust in divine timing, you release the resistance that often slows down your progress. In the workshops of time itself, there lived a master clockmaker named Thomas. For years he worked hard to create the perfect timepiece, carefully adjusting each gear and spring. However, his masterpiece wouldn't work properly until he learned to trust the natural rhythm of his creation. Only when he stopped constantly tinkering with it did the clock begin to keep perfect time. This truth also applies to your journey to prosperity. The universe operates with precise timing, arranging circumstances, opportunities, and connections in ways that your mind cannot fully understand. When you align with this divine order, releasing the need to control when and how your abundance shows up, you enter a state of graceful reception. Now, your practice is to write down one significant financial goal, express it clearly and with feeling. Then, close your eyes and take a deep breath, allowing yourself to feel complete trust in the perfect unfolding of this desire. Release any urgency or worry about when it will happen. Know that just as spring always follows winter, your abundance will appear at the perfect time. Like the farmer who plants his seeds, tends to them with care, and trusts in the harvest, you are invited to embrace the same peaceful certainty. Your job is to keep your intention clear while letting go of attachment to timing. In this space of trust, you become a clear channel for prosperity to flow. Chapter 16. Gratitude's Golden Touch. Along a dusty road in an ancient city, there lived a beggar named Adil who sat each day with his small copper bowl. While others saw only emptiness in his life, Adil discovered a powerful truth. He began thanking the universe for every blessing, the warmth of the sun, the breath in his lungs, and most importantly, for the wealth he had not yet received. With every expression of gratitude, his energy changed. Soon, passers-by noticed his glowing presence. His bowl began to fill, not just with copper, but with silver and gold. You, too, have the same transformative power. Gratitude works like an invisible magnet, attracting more abundance into your life. When you thank the universe for what you have and for what is yet to come, you align yourself with the endless flow of universal wealth. The law works through resonance, bringing more of what you focus on with true feeling. By practicing genuine gratitude, you tune your energy to abundance, not lack. This shift in energy creates a path for greater prosperity to enter your life. In a green valley, there lived a gardener named Rumi, who understood this sacred principle. Every morning he would bow to the earth, thanking it for its fertility. He showed gratitude to the sun for its life-giving rays, to the rain for its nourishing drops, and to the wind for carrying his seeds. His garden flourished beyond measure, producing harvests that seemed miraculous compared to others who worked the same soil. Just like Rumi's gratitude multiplied his harvest, your thankfulness will increase your wealth. Every true expression of appreciation sends waves through the universe, bringing more abundance to you. This is not just positive thinking, it is the law of the universe in action. Your practice now is to start each morning by writing in a gratitude journal. Write down 5 financial blessings, both those you already have and those you expect to receive. Feel the depth of your appreciation, as if these blessings are already in your life. This practice will change your relationship with abundance and open new paths for prosperity to flow toward you. Chapter 17. The Alchemy of Your Wealth. Story. A long time ago, there was a scribe named Kil who spent his days writing the stories of others on ancient scrolls. His own story, however, was filled with hardship and financial struggle, passed down through generations. Every night, he would return to his small home, carrying the heavy weight of his perceived destiny. One evening, as moonlight shone through his window, Kil had a realization. Just as he could write the stories of others, he had the power to rewrite his own story. Taking up his quill, he began to transform each challenge into an opportunity, each setback into a step forward. As his words flowed, his reality began to change, and prosperity followed the path of the new story he had created. You, too, have this sacred power to reshape your financial future. The stories you tell yourself about money form the foundation of your experience. These stories, whether passed down or created by you, act like powerful spells that shape your reality. When you focus on struggle, you keep it alive. But when you tell stories of abundance, you bring it into your life. The universe doesn't respond to what you wish for, but to the story you believe in and live by. Your words have creative power, shaping the fabric of your reality. In a distant land, there lived a playwright named Maya. She discovered that her scripts strangely began to appear in her life. When she wrote about characters finding unexpected treasures, those treasures seemed to show up in her own world. When she wrote about generous benefactors, such people appeared in her life. Through this, Maya realized that her words didn't just create stories, they created reality. Like Maya, you are the author of your own financial story. Every thought you think and every word you speak helps weave the story of your prosperity. Old stories of lack and limitation do not have to define your future. You hold the pen that writes your destiny. Now, your practice is to write your new wealth story. Take up your pen and create a story that reflects the abundance you want to manifest. Begin with "Once upon a time" and write about yourself as a character who discovers their infinite potential for prosperity. Include vivid details of the wealth you want to attract, the opportunities that arise, and the abundance that flows naturally into your life. Feel the truth of this new story in your heart as you write, knowing that these words are already beginning to reshape your reality. Chapter 18. Sacred Symbols of Abundance. In the ancient lands of the East, a traveler named Hassan journeyed through rocky terrain when he found mysterious symbols carved into weathered stone. Though the symbols were unfamiliar to him, they resonated deeply with his spirit. Following their guidance, he traveled through valleys and mountains until he reached a hidden cave where great treasures waited. This proved that the symbols were keys to unlocking abundance. You, too, are standing at the edge of a powerful truth. The language of wealth speaks not only through words, but through sacred symbols that connect to your deeper self. These visual symbols serve as bridges between the visible and invisible worlds, allowing you to connect with the infinite source of abundance. The universe communicates through symbols, each one a doorway to greater understanding and manifestation. When you surround yourself with powerful symbols, you create an environment that constantly attracts prosperity. These symbols become like magnets, drawing wealth to you. In a distant village, a family kept a golden medallion passed down through generations. Each person who held the medallion prospered, not because of its material worth, but because of what it represented, a continuous flow of abundance through time. The symbol carried with it the combined power of countless blessings, each generation adding to its energy. This truth applies to you now. Symbols are vessels of energy and intention. Whether it's an ancient symbol of prosperity, a modern sign of success, or a personal token that speaks to your heart, these symbols become charged with the energy of your focus and belief. Your personal symbol of wealth might look like a spiral, representing endless abundance, or a tree symbolizing growth and prosperity, anything that feels meaningful to you. When chosen with intention and respected, this symbol becomes a physical anchor for the abundance you wish to attract. Now, in the sacred tradition of those who came before you, you are invited to choose or create your own symbol of abundance. Place this symbol somewhere you will see it every day, perhaps on your desk, on an altar, or keep it close to your heart. Let it serve as a daily reminder of your connection to the never-ending flow of prosperity. Every time you see it, feel the deep knowing that wealth flows naturally to you. This symbol becomes your key to unlocking the universe's treasure chest. Chapter 19. Inspired Action, Divine Results. Along the shores of an ancient sea, there lived a fisherman who struggled each day to feed his family. Every morning, he cast his nets in the same spots where others fished, following their lead instead of trusting his own instincts. Over time, his catches grew smaller, and desperation clouded his spirit. One morning, as he prepared his nets, a soft whisper reached his soul. "Cast your net where the water shimmers like gold." Though his mind told him to stay in the familiar waters, something deeper inside urged him to follow the voice. Trusting this divine guidance, he sailed to new waters he had never explored. As the sun rose and painted the waves, he cast his net and found it so full of fish that he could barely pull it in. You too stand at the point where action and faith meet, where the greatest opportunities for abundance appear. The universe constantly communicates with you through intuition, offering guidance toward prosperity. This sacred connection between your inspired action and divine wisdom is the foundation of lasting wealth. Every treasure that awaits you requires both trust and movement. Like the fisherman, you must learn to recognize and follow the subtle nudges that guide you toward abundance. These intuitive feelings don't come from the thinking mind, but from the wisdom of your higher self, connected to the universal intelligence. In a distant land, there lived an artist named May who created breathtaking artwork. Unlike others who painted by following strict plans, she waited for moments of inspiration to guide her brush. When divine creativity flowed through her, her paintings came to life, attracting collectors from all over. Each masterpiece was the result of her willingness to act and trust the creative energy moving through her. This truth applies to you as well. Wealth flows most abundantly when your actions align with divine guidance. The universe creates opportunities, but you must take steps to meet them. Your intuition serves as a bridge between heavenly wisdom and earthly reality. To deepen this understanding, practice identifying one intuitive nudge related to your financial growth. It could be a business idea that keeps coming to mind, or a connection you feel drawn to make. Once you recognize this guidance, take immediate action, no matter how small it may seem. This sacred dance between listening and acting opens the doors to prosperity. Trust that the same divine intelligence that guides birds to fertile feeding grounds and flowers to the sun also leads you to your highest good. Your task is simply to listen and follow, combining faith with purposeful action. Chapter 20. Faith in the Invisible. In the midst of time, a traveler named Akash came across a legendary bridge covered in thick fog. Many others turned back, unable to see beyond the first few steps. But Akash understood a deep truth. The path to his destiny lay across this mysterious bridge. With each step, the fog revealed just enough ground for the next move. Still, he continued, guided by an inner certainty that went beyond what he could see. You, too, stand at a similar point of transformation. The bridge in front of you leads to the abundance you seek. While you may not see the whole path right now, the universe works through invisible laws, creating patterns of prosperity that remain hidden until the right moment. Faith is not simply wishing for what you cannot see. It is knowing with complete certainty that universal forces are working to bring you success. Just like the air you breathe, these forces are invisible, yet they support you every moment. Your trust in them will determine how fully they can work through you. In a distant mountain village, there lived a sculptor named Ravi. He spent his days chipping away at rough blocks of stone, determined to reveal the beautiful forms hidden inside. Day after day he worked, guided by a vision that only he could see. Others questioned his persistence, seeing only rough stone where he saw emerging beauty. Yet Ravi continued, driven by an unshakable faith in what was beneath the surface. As weeks turned into months, magnificent sculptures emerged from the stone, proof of his belief. Just like Ravi trusted in the hidden beauty inside the stone, you must trust in the abundance that is forming in your life. Even if things seem unchanged on the surface, powerful forces are at work beneath what your eyes can see. Your belief in this truth allows these forces to operate at their highest potential. A time-honored practice invites you to write a letter to your future self, describing in detail the abundance you know for sure will come. This is not just imagining, it's a declaration of faith in what is already unfolding. Write from a place where your prosperity has already fully materialized, trusting in what was once unseen. Part 3. Mastery of Wealth Magnetism. Chapter 21. Walking as the Wealthy You. In the ancient kingdom of Persia, there lived a young prince named Cyrus. Although he hadn't yet inherited his father's crown, he carried himself with the quiet dignity of someone who already knew his destiny. Every morning he rose before dawn to study the arts of leadership, not because he had to, but because he felt the weight of his future responsibility. The servants whispered that Cyrus had a special magic about him. He seemed to radiate authority without demanding it. When he walked through the marketplace, merchants bowed, not out of duty, but from genuine respect. His presence commanded attention, yet his humility drew people to him. Long before he became king, the prosperity of the kingdom grew through the magnetic force of his presence. You too have this transformative power. The wealth you seek already exists within you, waiting to appear in your physical world. By aligning your thoughts, actions, and even your presence with prosperity, you become a living magnet for abundance. In the bustling streets of Venice, there lived an actor named Alessandro, who was chosen to play the role of a wealthy merchant in the city's grand theatre. Instead of just memorizing his lines, he completely immersed himself in his character's world. He studied how successful merchants walked, how they spoke, and how they made decisions. He practiced their confident stride and calm speech until these qualities became second nature. As Alessandro embodied his character more deeply, an extraordinary change happened. Local merchants began approaching him for business advice, mistaking him for one of their own. Opportunities seemed to appear out of nowhere, drawn to the authentic success he now displayed. Through his complete embodiment of prosperity, he had unknowingly activated the very forces that create it. This ancient truth is also true for you. What you embody, you become. The universe responds not to what you wish for, but to the energy you radiate every day. When you move through life as if abundance already flows through you, you align yourself with the very frequency of wealth. In the silence of the early morning, create a clear picture of your wealthy self. Write down the daily habits, choices, and emotions that define this version of you. How does this person start their day? What decisions do they make? How do they carry themselves and interact with others? Begin living from this elevated state, allowing each action to flow from your natural abundance. This is not pretending, but recognizing what already exists within you. See yourself rising before dawn, moving with purpose and grace through your morning routine. Feel the quiet confidence that comes from knowing your true worth. Notice how this version of you speaks with authority and kindness, makes decisions quickly yet wisely, and approaches every interaction with warmth and generosity. By embodying these qualities, you are not playing a role. You are simply allowing your inner light of prosperity to shine out into the world. The wealthy version of you has always been there in potential. Through this practice, you are simply uncovering it. Chapter 22. Dispelling the Illusions of Scarcity. A weary traveler named Karim wandered through an endless stretch of sand. His throat was dry, and his spirit was crushed by the emptiness around him. A cloth had been tied over his eyes by bandits who left him to wander for days. He kept walking, thinking he was trapped in a desolate desert. When he could go no further, he collapsed to his knees and removed the blindfold. Before him stretched a vibrant oasis full of life. Crystal-clear pools sparkled in the sunlight, date palms swayed in the breeze, and branches were heavy with abundant fruit. What he had thought was a barren wasteland was actually a paradise, hidden only by the veil over his eyes. You, too, may walk through life wearing an invisible blindfold made of beliefs about lack and limitation. This veil distorts your view, making you see scarcity where abundance is all around. The universe is full of endless possibilities, but if you look through the lens of fear, you may only see emptiness and need. In the ancient lands of the East, there lived a gardener named Rashid. He inherited a field that others believed was cursed and barren. While his neighbors saw the field as worthless, Rashid spent quiet hours walking the land, feeling its pulse beneath his feet. One morning, as he knelt to examine the soil more closely, he discovered tiny seeds scattered throughout, dormant but full of life, waiting for someone to see their potential. With careful attention, Rashid turned the once worthless field into the region's most bountiful garden. The seeds others had ignored grew into rare and valuable plants, bringing prosperity beyond measure. What some saw as scarcity was actually abundance to the one who dared to look deeper. This truth speaks to you now. What you see as limitations often hide untapped potential. Every challenge contains the seeds of opportunity. Every empty space holds the possibility for something great. The shift from scarcity to abundance begins not in the outside world, but in your mind. Take 3 moments from your life when you felt the grip of scarcity. Write them down with all the details. Then, with your eyes cleared of illusion, look at each situation again. What hidden opportunities do you now see? What seeds of abundance were waiting to be noticed? Rewrite each experience from this expanded perspective, allowing yourself to see the infinite possibilities that were always there. Chapter 23. Flowing with the eternal river of wealth. In a village by an ancient river, there lived a fisherman named Chen. Every morning he would struggle against the current, trying to cast his nets where he thought the fish would be. Despite his hard work, his catches grew smaller each day. One morning, feeling tired and frustrated, he noticed an elderly woman sitting calmly by the riverbank. "Why do you fight what wishes to help you?" she asked, her eyes full of wisdom. She taught Chen to watch how the leaves floated downstream, gathering in pools where the fish naturally gathered. The next day, instead of fighting the current, Chen allowed his boat to drift with the flow. His nets, cast in harmony with the river, brought in the largest catch of his life. Like Chen, you may be struggling against the natural flow of abundance. The universe moves like a mighty river, bringing endless prosperity to those who align with its current. When you resist this flow with doubt, worry, or forceful actions, you create turbulence that pushes abundance away. True wealth comes not from struggle, but from surrendering to the infinite stream of possibilities. In another time, there lived a miller named Thomas. He built his mill where 2 streams met. While other millers complained about the inconsistent water flow, Thomas observed how the 2 streams worked together, creating a perfect balance. By adjusting his wheel to match the natural rhythm of the streams, his mill produced more than all the others combined. He understood that prosperity flows most abundantly when we work in harmony with its natural movement. These stories reflect your relationship with wealth. When you align with the natural flow of abundance, you tap into an endless source. Like the fisherman and the miller, your role is not to force or struggle, but to position yourself where prosperity naturally gathers. Now, close your eyes and imagine a magnificent golden river flowing toward you. Feel its warmth, its power, and its endless abundance. See how it effortlessly carries everything you need into your life. Spend 10 minutes each morning in quiet meditation, allowing this image to fill your mind. Feel yourself becoming one with this flow, knowing that as you align with it, wealth moves naturally into your life. Let this practice remind you that abundance is not something to fight for, but a current to join. As you surrender to this flow, you'll find that prosperity comes with grace and ease, just as water finds its natural path to the sea. Chapter 24. Tuning to the Wealth Frequency. In a distant land, there lived a young musician named Arya, who played an ancient stringed instrument passed down through generations. Although she played with perfect technique, her music didn't touch people's hearts. One day, she met an enigmatic master who shared a powerful truth. The universe vibrates at the frequency of abundance. The master told her, "Your instrument must resonate with this divine harmony." He taught Arya to listen beyond the physical world, to feel the subtle vibrations of prosperity that flow through all of existence. As she learned to tune her instrument to this perfect frequency, her music began to change. It touched people's souls, and soon crowds from distant lands came to hear her play. You, too, have an inner instrument that can be tuned to the frequency of wealth. Like Arya's strings, your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs create vibrations that either harmonize with or resist the natural flow of abundance. When you align yourself with the energy of prosperity, you become a magnet for wealth. The universe responds not to what you say or do, but to the frequency you send out. Just like a radio must be tuned to the correct frequency to receive a clear signal, your energy field must be aligned with the exact vibration of abundance. This alignment happens by consciously paying attention to your thoughts, feelings, and the quality of your presence. In another story, there was a lighthouse keeper named Samuel who learned that his beacon shone brightest not when he tried to force it, but when he aligned its mirrors perfectly with the source of light. Ships lost in stormy seas found safety only when Samuel's light was correctly aligned with the light source. Like Samuel's lighthouse, your alignment with wealth must be clear, steady, and unwavering. These stories teach us an important truth. Just as Aria's perfectly tuned instrument created music that moved everyone, your aligned energy field naturally attracts prosperity. Like Samuel's light, when you maintain clear alignment with abundance, you guide wealth to you. Now, find a quiet space where you can be undisturbed. Close your eyes and imagine yourself becoming a perfect receiver of abundance, like a finely crafted instrument waiting for divine prosperity to touch it. Speak these words with deep belief, letting them resonate throughout your body. I am perfectly attuned to the frequency of wealth. As you repeat these words, picture yourself as a brilliant beam of light, radiating the exact frequency of prosperity. See your energy field expanding, pure and strong, reaching out into the endless possibilities of the universe. Feel how this alignment draws abundance to you, just as Aria's music attracted admirers and Samuel's light guided ships to safety. Let this state of perfect harmony become your natural way of being, knowing that as you maintain this frequency, the universe will respond with an outpouring of prosperity. Chapter 25. Purpose-Fueled Prosperity. In the ancient city of Ether, there lived a craftsman named Thaddeus who made vessels from clay. Unlike other artisans who created for profit, Thaddeus put intention into every piece he made. He designed water vessels to serve pilgrims on their sacred journeys. As his work aligned with this noble purpose, his creations began to radiate a special beauty, attracting merchants from distant lands who offered him great wealth for his pieces. You too have the power to transform your relationship with wealth by aligning it with a higher purpose. When your financial goals serve not only your own growth, but also the growth of others, you tap into the infinite flow of universal abundance. Like Thaddeus's vessels, your work becomes magnetic when it carries meaning beyond just material gain. Money flows most freely when it serves a greater good. Each coin, each investment, and each financial goal can bring transformation, not only to you, but to all the lives you touch. This truth is reflected in the natural world, where resources grow when they nurture the whole, not just the few. In a fertile valley, there lived a farmer named Maya, who understood this wisdom. While others planted only what they needed for their families, Maya expanded her fields to feed her entire village. She discovered that by planting with the intention of helping many, the earth responded with an abundance she had never imagined. Her crops grew taller, stronger, and more plentiful than any in the region. This truth also applies to your journey with wealth. When you expand your vision beyond personal gain and consider how your wealth can benefit others, you align with the law of multiplication. Your prosperity becomes not just an end in itself, but a means through which greater good flows into the world. Take a moment now to connect with the deeper purpose behind your financial goals. Write in your journal how your growing wealth will serve not just your own growth, but also the well-being of others. Feel how this larger vision naturally attracts greater abundance, just as Maya's generous intention brought forth the earth's bounty. Let your words reflect both your personal dreams and how they can positively impact the world. Perhaps your financial freedom will allow you to support causes that matter to you, create job opportunities, or fund innovations that benefit many. As you write, feel how this alignment with purpose magnifies your ability to attract wealth. Chapter 26. Expanding the Infinite Wealth Mindset. In a busy marketplace of an ancient town, there lived a merchant named Rashad who only traded local spices. Every day he walked the same paths, spoke to the same vendors, and earned the same modest income. One evening, a mysterious traveler shared stories of distant lands where rare treasures awaited those brave enough to explore beyond what they knew. Inspired by these tales, Rashad gathered his courage and set off on a journey across vast deserts and stormy seas. In each new place, he didn't just find exotic goods, but also learned new ways to create wealth. He discovered that jade stones, which were worthless in one kingdom, were highly valued in another. Simple herbs from his homeland became precious medicines in other lands. His wealth grew, not by working harder, but by expanding his view of what was possible. You, too, stand at the threshold of endless possibility. The universe has countless pathways to prosperity, most of which are hidden from those who limit their vision to what's right in front of them. Like the waves of the ocean that never stop moving, opportunities for abundance flow endlessly when you open your mind to receive them. In the world of wealth creation, your perspective shapes your reality. If you view the world through the lens of limitation, opportunities will seem scarce. But when you expand your view, you will start to see chances for abundance in every interaction, challenge, and even in ordinary moments. A wanderer named Kai understood this truth, while others passed by an abandoned quarry, seeing only useless rocks. Kai noticed unique patterns in the stone that artists would value. Where others saw fallen branches after a storm, he saw rare wood perfect for making tools. His wealth grew not from following the traditional paths, but from seeing value where others saw nothing. The lesson is that wealth flows through unexpected paths. Whatever your current situation is, it contains seeds of abundance waiting to be discovered. Every person you meet, every skill you have, and every challenge you face holds the potential for prosperity. Take a moment now to sit quietly and let your mind expand beyond its usual limits. Write down every possible way you could create or attract wealth, especially the ones that seem unlikely or unusual. Let your imagination flow freely, knowing that the universe's ways of delivering abundance often go beyond what seems logical. Trust that as you open your mind to new perspectives, the pathways to prosperity will reveal themselves with perfect clarity. Your job is simply to remain open to the infinite possibilities around you at all times. Chapter 27. Unlocking the Gateway to Rapid Abundance. In a city of shining towers and winding streets, there lived a humble keysmith named Theron. Every day he made ordinary keys until one night, while working with an ancient piece of metal passed down through generations, he created something extraordinary, a key that seemed to glow within a light. When Theron tested this mysterious key, he found that it could open any door he encountered. But its true power wasn't in opening physical locks, it was in revealing the hidden chambers of possibility within the universe itself. You also possess a similar key, a key made from the combined power of visualization and deep gratitude. When these forces come together, they create unstoppable momentum that speeds up the manifestation of your desires. Just as water changes from liquid to vapor when heat is added, your desires will accelerate when you increase the emotional energy behind them. The art of rapid manifestation requires you to feel the reality of your desire so completely that your whole being vibrates with certainty. When you combine clear visualization with genuine gratitude, You create a magnetic force that draws your desires to you with amazing speed. In the mountains of the East, there lived a seeker named Rami, who searched for many years for a legendary treasure. He followed traditional paths, but one day an elder taught him a powerful lesson. The elder told him to close his eyes every morning and feel the joy of finding his treasure as though it had already happened. With tears of gratitude in his eyes, Rami would visualize every detail of his success. Within weeks, he discovered a hidden path that led him directly to his heart's desire. This truth becomes clear when you align your entire being with your financial goals, using both vivid imagery and deep appreciation. The universe responds quickly when you do this. Your gratitude acts like a magnet, attracting more reasons to be thankful, while your focused visualization provides the clear plan for your dreams to come true. To speed up your journey to abundance, find a quiet space each day where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and imagine in detail your desired financial reality. Feel the emotions of having already achieved your goals. Let true gratitude fill your heart until it overflows. Stay in this combined state of visualization and appreciation for 5 minutes, allowing the power of these forces to bring your desires into reality. Remember, this practice gets stronger with consistency. Just like Theron's magical key, your power to manifest grows stronger each time you use it. Trust the process, knowing that as you align your thoughts and emotions with abundance, you create an irresistible force that speeds up the arrival of your prosperity. Chapter 28. Magnetizing Wealth for the Collective Good. In a distant valley between ancient mountains, there lived an elder named Kai. Although his home was modest, his wealth flowed like a river through the village, helping everyone who lived there. He understood a truth that few others did, that wealth grows when it is shared with purpose. Each season, Kai would invest in the dreams of others. He helped craftsmen buy tools, supported farmers with seeds, and helped merchants expand their trade routes. As the villagers prospered, they in turn helped others, creating an endless cycle of abundance that transformed the entire region. You too are standing at the edge of understanding a powerful truth. The real power of wealth is not in collecting it, but in sharing it. When you align your financial goals with the intention of helping others, you connect to the infinite flow of universal abundance. Like water, which grows stagnant when it's held in one place but remains fresh when it flows, wealth thrives when it moves. As you attract prosperity into your life, you also become a channel through which abundance can flow to help many others. This is not charity, it is the activation of a spiritual law that multiplies wealth through conscious sharing. In an ancient forest, there stood a magnificent tree whose fruit was incredibly sweet. Unlike other trees that only provided fruit for themselves, this tree shared its abundance with all the creatures of the forest. Birds spread its seeds, deer carried its nutrients, and insects pollinated its blossoms. Through its generosity, the tree created a forest full of plenty. In return, it received care, nourishment, and protection from all the creatures who benefited from its gifts. This wisdom applies directly to your journey with wealth. When you see yourself as a steward of abundance, not just as someone who receives, you align with the natural laws of prosperity. Each act of sharing creates ripples that return to you, multiplied. The universe responds to generosity with even greater abundance. To begin practicing this principle, take a moment to examine your current resources, no matter how small they may seem. Write down one way you can use what you have, whether it's money, time, skills, or knowledge, to help another. This simple act plants a seed of abundance that will grow and multiply. Remember, your ability to give is not determined by the size of your wealth, but by the openness of your heart. A small act of kindness, offered with a pure heart, carries more spiritual power than grand gestures without sincerity. As you practice this, you'll find that the joy of giving becomes its own reward, while also attracting greater abundance into your life. The universe responds to the energy behind your giving, not just the material value. Even the smallest offering, when given with an open heart, can set off waves of prosperity that return to you in unexpected ways. Chapter 29. The Legacy of Limitless Prosperity. In a distant kingdom, there lived a wise king named Tamir, who spent his mornings walking through the royal gardens. One day, he gathered his servants and instructed them to plant thousands of fruit trees across the kingdom's barren hills. When asked why he would invest so much time and resources into trees whose fruits he might never taste, he smiled and said, "True wealth grows not just for today, but casts shade for generations to come." Years passed, and although Tamir never saw most of the trees reach maturity, the once barren hills turned into lush orchards. These orchards fed countless families, provided shelter for travelers, and created sustainable income for entire communities. His vision extended far beyond his own lifetime, understanding that real abundance creates lasting ripples through time. You, too, have the power to create wealth that transcends your own life. When you align your financial efforts with a bigger purpose, you tap into an eternal flow of abundance that will continue to bless others long after you're gone. Like seeds planted in fertile soil, your choices today can grow into opportunities that benefit future generations. This is the hidden wisdom of lasting prosperity. It doesn't just grow in size, but also through time, creating branches of opportunity that stretch far into the future. In a distant monastery, there lived a humble scribe named Jin, who spent his days writing down ancient wisdom. Though he lived simply, his words had great power. Each scroll he created carried teachings that transformed lives, generation after generation. Long after Jin was gone, his words continued to guide seekers toward abundance, creating a legacy of enlightenment that grew stronger each year. This truth mirrors your potential to make a lasting impact. The wealth you create today can inspire, educate, and empower countless others. Whether through foundations, educational opportunities, or sustainable businesses, your prosperity can guide future generations. Take a moment now to think about the eternal nature of true abundance. Close your eyes and imagine how your wealth might touch lives decades or even centuries from now. Write down your vision for the legacy you wish to create, not just in terms of money, but in the wisdom, opportunities, and positive changes you want to set in motion. Let your words flow freely as you describe the lasting impact you want your prosperity to have on future generations. This practice helps you connect with the timeless flow of abundance, expanding your vision beyond immediate gains to include the eternal nature of true wealth. As you connect with this broader perspective, you will naturally find that your current financial choices align with this greater purpose. Chapter 30. Becoming the Embodiment of Prosperity. In a mystical realm beyond time, there lived a magnificent phoenix whose feathers shined with golden light. Each cycle of its life ended in flames, yet from the ashes it would rise again, more radiant than before. The phoenix understood that true abundance never fades. It only transforms, growing stronger and more magnificent with each renewal. You are now at the beginning of your own transformation. The eternal laws of wealth magnetism show that abundance isn't something you chase after. It is who you truly are. Like the phoenix, your true nature is one of unlimited prosperity, waiting to emerge from the ashes of limiting beliefs. You are not just a seeker of wealth. You are wealth itself, expressing through human form. When you fully embrace this truth, it will completely change your relationship with abundance. In the heart of an ancient city, there lived a sculptor named Ravi. He saw perfection in every block of stone before even touching it with his chisel. While others saw rough marble, Ravi saw completed masterpieces waiting to be revealed. "The beauty is already there," he would say. "I simply remove what hides it." Through his vision, incredible works of art emerged, each one more stunning than the last. Like Ravi, you must realize that unlimited prosperity already exists within you. Your journey isn't about becoming wealthy, it's about revealing the abundance that has always been a part of you. Every moment offers a chance to connect more deeply with this truth. The power to manifest wealth comes naturally when you understand that you are not separate from abundance. You are abundance expressing itself. This understanding transforms your energy field, making you a powerful magnet that attracts prosperity. Just like a flame naturally draws moths, your energy draws wealth. Now find a quiet place where you can relax and be undisturbed. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and with each breath, feel yourself expanding into the infinite source of all abundance. As you inhale, silently affirm, "I am abundance itself." Picture yourself as a glowing sun, radiating waves of golden prosperity that bless everyone who comes into contact with your light. Let this practice remind you of your unlimited nature. Conclusion. Through these teachings, you have awakened to the eternal truth that abundance doesn't come from external sources, it comes from within. Your understanding has shifted from seeking wealth to becoming wealth. You no longer chase prosperity, you are now its very essence. The wisdom you now hold turns every moment into an opportunity to attract wealth. Each breath brings you closer to aligning with the infinite source of all abundance. You have discovered that your thoughts are not just wishes, they are seeds of creation, planted in the fertile soil of universal consciousness. Like the phoenix rising from its ashes, you have shed old patterns that once limited your prosperity. The doubts that clouded your vision have dissolved in the light of understanding. You now stand as proof of the power of these ancient principles. Your presence radiates the energy of wealth. Your transformation goes beyond material wealth. You have become a channel through which universal abundance flows, blessing not only your life, but also everyone around you. This is the true purpose of wealth magnetism, not just to accumulate, but to elevate the consciousness of abundance wherever you go. Remember that every practice, every affirmation, and every moment of alignment strengthens your connection to the infinite source. The journey of wealth magnetism continues to unfold, revealing new layers of understanding. With each challenge, you will have the chance to practice these principles more fully, to embody this wisdom more completely. You now recognize yourself as the living embodiment of prosperity, a beacon of abundance in a world that needs this truth. Your presence alone reminds others of their own unlimited potential, creating ripples of change that go far beyond what you can see. This is not the end of your journey, but a new beginning. Each day offers fresh opportunities to refine your alignment, to magnetize even greater prosperity, and to share your abundance more fully. You have become what you once sought, a limitless money magnet, forever connected to the source of all wealth. If you enjoyed this audiobook, I have handpicked the next book that will change your life.